Good morning. I just wanted to pop on here today and touch base with you guys. It's been a little while and I've been wanting to just talk with you. So I thought I'd pop on and just chat. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic today. So important. I was talking to a friend of mine recently and she was telling me how she feels like she's just failing her kids. Just failing at motherhood, and rest assured she knows I'm talking to you about this, so no worries about confidentiality. I would never do that, but I just wanted to talk about this because I think this is something that is such a common feeling for moms. I think it is so just so common that we might feel like we're struggling, like we might feel like there's more we could be doing, like we might feel like we're not maybe the right parent for our kids, or we don't know what we're doing. All of that is stuff that we struggle with. I know that I have. What about you? Is it something that that connects for you? I wanted to talk about this because I think it's so important, and I wanted to just take a few minutes to just think, if your child is 2 or 22, this is an important thing for us to address. So let me just give you a reality check about whether or not you're failing. Here's some things to think about. Are you failing, or is your child struggling? That is a really important question. When we think about struggling, it is literally something that happens to all of us. We all struggle. We all struggle with learning new things. We all struggle with relationships at times. We all struggle with different things. Struggling is something that's just common to humans. It's not a marker of failure. So if your child is struggling, that's understandable. That's not a marker of failure. That's a challenge for you to figure out. How can you help your child in the midst of that struggle? It's not a time for you to try to figure out whether or not you caused the struggle. We will all struggle. All children struggle. They struggle with something, and that is normal. So that's the first thing I really want you to think about. Next thing. Are you failing, or are we just in a hard spot? And this is an important thing for us to think about right now, because here's the thing. We've just been through a year. It's a crazy year. And there has been a lot of hard for all of us. When we think about our kids, they are having to live in a situation that is brand new. Our kids have been, some of them have been away from school, away from friends, away from grandparents. We are in a hard spot, and that does not mean that you are failing. That means this is a hard spot. And so instead of us thinking, I'm failing my child, maybe we can think, how can I teach my child to be resilient in the midst of what is hard? How can I teach my child to move forward when they can't even see the path? How can I draw on my own experiences coming out of hard spots to try to teach my child how to do the same? Your child being in a hard spot, you being in a hard spot, is not a marker of failure. How about if we ask ourselves, am I failing? Am I deliberately not showing up? Am I feeling stuck and sort of sitting in the stuckness while I see a struggle, while I see a stuckness for my kids? If that is the situation, I don't know that I would call it failure unless you choose to remain in that spot. We can move on. We can always move on from where we are into the next thing. So what we need to really think about in the midst of this reality check in terms of failing is there any good news to be had? And then there is good news. Why would I log on here if there wasn't? So here's the thing. It's one thing to feel like you're failing, and I understand that struggle. But today, this day, is a brand new day. This day, even at lunch, you can start over even right now. And you can show up in new ways. You can bop into the comments right here on this post and say, I'm stuck. I need an idea for this, or I need help here. And this community of moms can show up for you. We can hold one another up in this. And today is the perfect day to start over. Here's a little bit more good news. We all make mistakes, all of us. We make mistakes. We screw up in our parenting. That is not a marker of failure. That's just being human. So when we make a mistake, we have to regroup and we have to move on. So if you feel like there's something that you've been doing that is a mistake, if you feel like change is needed in your family, this is your day. This is your moment. We're going to move on. And we will help you do that. So I want to encourage you, whether your child is 2 or 22, it's never too late. If your child is struggling with developmental things, you can help get them help. You can teach them things. If your child is struggling with reading, you can help them to love it, and loving it will lead them to want to learn to do it. I promise. If your child is struggling with school, you can bring the things that are being covered in a classroom into your family life so that they are fun and engaging in new ways. You can empower teachers so that they don't feel so alone. There are so many little things that you can do. You might feel like you're in a hard spot. We have been in a hard spot this year. But we can also, we don't have to wait for Monday. We don't have to wait for a brand new morning. We can stop right here, right today, and try to figure out a new path to take. And I want to encourage you to do that. So if you have questions, if this resonates with you, go ahead and pop into the comments and let's talk. I would love to hear from you. What you are feeling is common to moms. You are not alone. I want to encourage you to find one small step to take today that will help you to feel like you are engaging in your parenting in a new way. And I'm telling you, even pulling a child onto your lap and reading a book to them can be a fantastic start. I hope this gives you something to think about. Remember, there is hope. Let's keep moving through this together. Have a great day.